reason we only have one this year is because I'm very strict about the effort you put into it to be the best.
No. That word, that one. Diana.
Yeah.
701, of course.
So we're in January.
Then that's the right one.
701.
It is. Yeah, that clock in front of us, that one's wrong. That one's wrong.
Call to order the January 26, 2016 meeting of the Code Enforcement Board. Please all rise for the invocation and pledge. The invocation will be given by Member Carrington and the pledge by Member Blender.
Please recognize a moment of silence. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A roll call, please.
Member Osborne. Here. Member Hopper.
Here.
Chairman Lowry.
Here.
Vice Chairman Carrington.
Here.
Member Kelly.
Here.
Member Blender.
Here.
Member Odom.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Could we have the swearing of the officers and any witnesses here for a case this evening? Please stand.
You swear to tell the truth and all the truth and the testimony you're about to give.
We have the consent agenda, please.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. I'm Doug Gaines, Assistant Director of Support Services. We have just a couple here for dismissal or compliance. That's 15-128 and 16-001.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir?
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes.
I move to accept the consent agenda as presented by the city.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Odom, to accept the consent agenda as presented by the city. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. As we continue this evening, please pull your mics down to you and talk into them. They're having a little hard time hearing us up here. So if you do that, I really appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our first case this evening. Case number 15-119. Officer Seacrest.
Bob Segrist, Code Enforcement Officer, City of Ocoee. Reference City of Ocoee case 15-119. Location of the violation is 2834 Eagles Landing Trail, Ocoee, Florida. It's a complaint received from the Building Department, reference an expired city permit, number 0240-2015, which was issued February 12th, 2015, for a screen enclosure with no inspections, and it is an occupied property. On October 19th, I inspected the property and observed a room addition at the back of the house and spoke with the property owner. Submit exhibits A and B. On October 29th, the notice of code violation was issued and mailed to the property owner as identified by Orange County tax records as Kunal B. Patel. The notice was for violation of code number 105.4 and allowed the property owner until November 9th, 2015 to correct the violation and comply with the code. Code 105.4 states, the building official shall inspect or cause to be inspected at various intervals all construction or work for which a permit is required. On November 10th, I re-inspected the property and observed non-compliance. And on November 11th, a statement of violations, notice of hearing, and proof of service were sent certified and regular mail to the property owner by the board clerk. On November 24, an order of continuance was issued by the Code Board to this meeting. On January 15th, the property was posted, and a second posting was placed inside the lobby at City Hall with 24-hour public access. As of today's date, January 26th, the property remains in non-compliance. The city is requesting a compliance time of 30 days, followed by a fine of $50 per day thereafter if remaining in non-compliance.
I'm confused.
Me too.
Maybe it's just, they had a permit to do the building to start with, is that correct?
They had a permit for a screen enclosure, and they put a room addition on. That's
Instead
kinda-
of the street, so they never had a permit for the room enclosure that's built.
Not all that, no. And they've never had an inspection, so.
But you said we had given them, we extended the time out already once for them, right?
Yes.
And they still haven't come and gotten a permit.
No. They're gonna need architectural drawings and go back into the building department.
I'm sure they had architectural drawings that was built.
Not for that, right, for a screen enclosure, not for a
That's not a street enclosure.
No.
negative, right. They did a lot more than the permit allowed, the original, that they were issued.
So what we're after is, what the city's after is to get a proper permit or at least get somebody out there to inspect it.
Right, and to start fines, because maybe that'll help get attention or results.
So to come into compliance, they need a permit that is current and open.
Well, they'd either have to remove it and do it to the way it was originally permitted, or get a whole new permit approved.
So the quickest way to be get a permit approved.
Right, he doesn't want to tear it down, but it's not to code, so we can't let it go.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir?
I'd like to make a motion in case number 15119, that the respondent be found in violation as cited and given until February 15th to come into compliance or be fined $100 a day for each day the violation remains in noncompliance.
Second.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So what day was that,
Pardon me?
the compliance?
November 9th was their deadline.
Okay.
So they've already had 60 days.
Yes, they have.
Any other discussion? Okay, well.
Yeah, I do. I think that's too long. We've already given them plenty of time. And what we need them to do, to me,
Well-
is simply get down to City Hall and talk to somebody. So
But that
I
will
like
bring them
everything
into
else, but the 15th, I think, is just a little bit too long. I can live with that.
Well, we
the city-
already have a motion on the floor, so.
It's discussion.
Yeah,
It's
Well,
discussion,
I know,
and
I
a
know.
counter on
But-
the reality is the city asked for 30 days, their reason being that they need to get architectural plans in and everything. That's why I cut it to 15 days from this weekend, to give them half of that time, and I doubled the fine the city asked for, because I thought it was being way too lenient. If you wanted to amend it to be 7 days, I'm not gonna argue, but they're not gonna be in compliance.
Well, it's just not a point of argument. It's just, we've given them so much time on this, and if there is issues, which could be safety issues, what I'm concerned about. But the 15th I can live with. It's just discussion.
Does it matter that we're fining them for something that's no longer applicable?
No, it doesn't. They're in violation.
So when they go to the building department, they'll tell them that they have to get a new permit?
Yeah, it's unlikely they would amend the original one, but that's their call. They could maybe alter the original permit.
Any other
What would it
discussion?
take- What would it take to get them at least, just to go down to the building department, start the process, that would get them sort of into the compliance mode?
Well, I've tried everything, so I'm thinking it's your turn to slap a fine on them.
Yeah, right.
Because,
but
I mean,
in
they've been down and they're just not making any progress.
So in reality, it would only take a week or two for them to actually go down to the building department and say, okay, we need to do something, can somebody come out here and help me get the ball rolling?
Right, but to get architectural drawings and all that would take considerably longer.
Right.
And to get it approved, and
Right.
obtain a permit, not just apply, but obtain it, have it.
Yes,
It's gonna
but if
take
they were
longer.
in process of doing something, we would probably be a little bit more lenient with the time. No? You wouldn't?
Okay, any other discussion?
Mr. Chair?
Yeah.
Please, excuse my unfamiliarity with your process, but do you add then costs on to the
City costs. gets
city
added.
costs? Do you add city costs?
When we
Well,
get
when it
there,
applies.
but
Okay.
Yeah, when it
yes,
gets,
you're right.
Yeah, there were no city costs yet on this, no abatement charges.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Kelly, seconded by Member Carrington for case number 15-119 for code 105-4 for the November 6, 2015, and to come in compliance on 2/15/16, be fined $100 a day per day the violation remains in noncompliance. All in favor?
aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Case number 15-123. Officer Diaz.
Case number 15-123, Officer Diaz. Property address is 750 South BLUFORD Avenue. On November 2nd of 2015, Building Department requested code enforcement action on a new sign installed on a commercial location. On November 2nd, 2015, a notice of code violation was mailed to Sun Central Development Incorporated in care of Stephen J. Mitchell at 1408 Spring Loop Drive, Winter Garden, Florida 34787, as identified by Orange County Property Appraiser. And the tenant, Alacran's Pizzeria LLC at 750 South Bluford Avenue, Ocoee, Florida 34761, for violations of ordinance number 51-13. 51-13 requires you to have a permit for installation of a sign. On November 18, 2015, I re-inspected the property, finding it in non-compliance with the city. On November 19, 2015, the certified letter and regular mail of the notice of this board hearing was mailed, and as of today, the property is in non-compliance with the city. The city is requesting 15 days for them to come into compliance, or $150 per day until permit is pulled or until it comes into compliance.
So you looked at today and still non-compliance.
Correct.
And how many days did you say you were looking for?
15 days or $150 a day, and after that, if they don't come into compliance.
Excuse me, what, that is the old sign?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, is that the old sign,
That is the new sign,
the new sign?
correct.
Any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion in case number 15-123 that the respondents be found in violation as cited as of November 16, 2015, and be given until February 10th, 2016 to come into compliance or be fined $150 per day per violation for each day the violation remains in noncompliance.
Second.
second. Okay, we have any other discussion on it? Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Hopper, that the response be found in violation as of November 16, 2015, and to come into compliance February 10th, 2016, and be fined $150 per day as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. Any other? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No,
We got a no?
just me.
Roll call?
Member Osborne,
No.
Member Hopper,
Yes.
Chairman Lowry,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Carrington,
Yes.
Member Kelly,
Yes.
Member Blender,
Yes.
Member Odom.
Yes.
We have 6-1. Motion carries.
Thank you. Case number 15-126. Officer Diaz.
Case number 15-126, 97 Deer Key Court, Ocoee, Florida. On December 9th, 2015, I received a complaint from the Ocoee Police Department Officer Lee M. Stevens, who responding to a call from the citizens for the above-mentioned property, found possible squatters in the mobile home and found the condition of the mobile home to be appalling. Requesting Court Enforcement Officer, Building Inspector Ricky Howell and myself inspected the property and found structural damage, exposed electrical wires, open sewer pipes, plumbing missing, the floors rotted throughout, skirtings missing, miscellaneous trash and debris, and the grass overgrown. The conditions constituting an extreme life safety danger and extremely unsecured house and attractive nuisance. The notice of violation did not contain a compliance date, as this was an emergency abatement action. A notice of code violation, statement of hearing, notice was mailed and posted at the location and within the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. To the owner, Russell N. Harper, at 3723 Highway 123, Ocoee, Georgia, 30577, as identified by Orange County Property Appraisal, for the violation of ordinance number 108-3, nuisance and public nuisance, 115-3, prohibited acts, 108-35, a public nuisance, 51-13 for permits required, 115-5 for excessive weeds and grass. On the same date, December 9th, 2015, the city contractor abated the nuisance at the cost of $285. And as of today, the property owner obtained a demolition permit and is requesting 60 days to complete this demolition. The city is okay with this. The city is requesting the contractor's cost. If not completed by the 60-day, the city is further recommending a fine of $150 per day per violation if the board find them in violation.
Plus recoup the $285 we spent
Correct.
already.
That's for the contractor.
I'm no expert, so I'll look to you since I suspect you have more expertise in this. 60 days just seems ridiculously long for me. I mean, this is a mobile home. I could probably demolish that in a couple hours with a piece of equipment. So, are they dragging their feet?
What he's saying is the person that's gonna be knocking it down, it just had surgery, so it's gonna take him at least 6 weeks to get off his feet. He says, Carmen, I could probably have it down by 5, but I'm requesting 60 days, just to, 5 weeks, but, you know, that's what he's asking for. I'm just relaying. It's up to the board.
Is this roped off and safety, is the safety hazard gone?
Yes, it is a safety hazard, and that's why I asked him that he needed to knock it down as soon as possible.
So it's still a safety hazard. What they abated was the grass.
They haven't, the city went ahead and boarded the property, but the grass is still overgrown.
I think realistically, we can expect that we may still have a squatter issue as long as this remains standing, boarded or no boarded. And that's why I can't imagine he can't find somebody else who can tear that down in less than 5 weeks. I mean, heck, I'd volunteer with a sledgehammer to do it myself, so it should not take 60 days to get this down.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir?
I'd like to make a motion in case number 15-126 that the respondent be found in violation of Code 108-03, 115-3, 108-35, 51-13, and 115-5, and given until 12 February to come into compliance or be fined $100 per day per violation for every day that the violation remains in non-compliance. Additionally, I would like to authorize the city to recoup the $285 paid a previous abatement. Additionally, to complete abatement and removal of the property if the owner is unable to do it in time.
Can you do that?
That's more abatement.
I'll second.
How can you destroy somebody else's property?
That's not my problem.
You got a motion
That just
and a
gives us the
second.
authority to do that if we have to,
Yeah.
So you can actually do that?
if it's a life safety issue.
Oh, that's great.
Because of the safety issue.
You have a motion?
We got a motion
and
on the
second.
floor, made by Member Kelly, seconded by Member Hopper. In case number 15-126, for code violations 108-3, 115-3, 108-35, 15-13, and 115-5. The respondents were found in violation as of December 9th, 2015, and had to come into compliance February 12th, 2016, and be fined $100 per day per each of the violations that remain in noncompliance. And authorize the city to receive $285 for the abatement. And I'm trying to get
Any further?
Further
and further authorize the city to
Abate the violation.
to abate the violation of the demolition of the, I guess, the property. That's it, isn't it?
Demolition/removal,
Yeah.
if not in compliance.
Well, you did it, I'm trying to remember it.
I know, that's why I'm trying to help.
Okay,
Not in compliance.
okay, so, for the demolition and removal of the abated property, and the cost be added to the fine?
Yes.
Okay,
If necessary.
okay, we got it. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, pass. Okay, case number 15-127, Officer Loeffler.
Good evening. The board may remember this address as having goats, and when it was occupied. Case number 15127 is 712 Broadway Drive in the Sleepy Harbor subdivision. On December 16th, 2015, this officer, responding to citizens' complaints, did observe an unsecured open access to an in-ground swimming pool with black-green unsanitary water and mosquito larvae, overgrown tall weeds and grass, junk and debris, appliances littering the property, and a junk inoperable vehicle in the back side yard. I have Exhibit A. Which is pretty self-explanatory, showing the gate open to the pool, the black unsanitary water, some of the junk and debris, and the junk vehicle. All these were conditions constituting a dangerous public nuisance, any nuisance to the public health, safety, and welfare, warranting expedited emergency abatement under the provisions of Ordinance 108-42, and expedited public hearing date under the provisions of 7-6D of the Code. On the same date, a violation notice, statement, and hearing notice were sent, certified, physically posted at the location, and posted within the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access to the owner of official record, Deanne L. Nelson, same address, for violation of ordinances 115-3, Prohibited Act, allowing, maintaining, and failing to remove a nuisance after notification, 108-35, public nuisances and allowing the CEB to order the nuisances to be corrected by the city, 115-6 regarding the unsanitary swimming pool water, 115-5 for the tall weeds and grass, and 165-3 regarding the abandoned motor vehicle in the backyard. The property owner was not provided a compliance date as the case was already scheduled for a hearing and the option for emergency city action prior to the hearing. Upon posting the property, this officer noted the front door ajar. The police department was summoned and an open building search was conducted, no persons being found within. Prior to initiating any emergency action, the city started receiving phone calls that there's somebody residing inside the house. This possibility forestalled any city-initiated emergency actions. The case is now before the CEB with a very reasonable amount of time since the original notification. The city wishes the Code Enforcement Board, if it should determine that there is indeed a violation, to set a daily fine amount in addition to providing for the city to abate if it so chooses, with the abatement cost included as part of any fines and liens that may occur. As of this date, the property is non-compliant with the codes as cited. The city is looking at 30 days or $100 per day.
Is it a squatter in the house?
We don't know. I wish I could answer that, but we don't know.
If it's a safety violation that pulls there, why are you asking for 30 days rather than yesterday?
Because I'll have the contractor at least secure the fence to the pool if we determine nobody's in the house.
So if there's somebody in the house, you can't do anything?
I don't, or the city doesn't want to board somebody up inside of a house. We're going to have to monitor it. So that's why we're asking for both provisions.
What's the city's concern, again, noting that you observed mosquito larvae in this pool, and we can certainly make arguments about recent temperature changes and possible additional ones, but what's the city's concern about the Zika virus right now in light of recent CDC and NIH advisories to municipalities within the United States?
Well, fortunately for us, our unsanitary water ordinance will cover it whether it had mosquito larvae or not.
Okay.
So the treatment would be a severe shocking of chemicals.
But when would you want it? You've asked for 30 days.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we can compress that down.
Yeah, you guys can.
Okay.
How would you monitor? I mean, what, are you just going to have someone out there
And I'm just going to have
watching
to
to
keep
see?
calling the police and try to get more information and see if we can see the person in there or not.
Could it be children
No.
going in?
The neighbors have stated that the person's sneaky. Comes and goes. It might be, they think it's a relative of the owner. So we need the option for both courses of action.
Well, I think we've got a major issue here.
Yeah,
What's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion in case number 15-127, that the respondents be found in violation as cited as of December 16th, 2015, and be given until February 3rd, 2016 to come into compliance or be fined $150 per day per violation. For each day the violation remains in compliance, I further move to authorize the city to immediately abate the public health nuisances on this property, should they not be in compliance by February 3rd, and to attach costs to the fines.
I'll second that.
Second.
Okay. Got a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Osborne. In case number 15-127 for codes 115-3, 108-35, 115-5, 115-6, 165-3, 165-9, that the respondents be found in violation as of December 16, 2015, and to come in compliance by February 3rd, 2016, and be fined $150 per day for every day that the violations remain in noncompliance. Also, authorize the city to do a emergency abatement and add the cost to the fine. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Case number 16-002, Officer Loveland.
.002 is 1219 Barranova Road, and involves a expired tag wrecked vehicle in a front yard. On December 8th, 2015, this officer did observe a dilapidated, inoperable motor vehicle in the front yard of 1219 Barranova Road. That's Exhibit A. Very self-explanatory. The vehicle had an expired tag, appeared to be damaged, and had weeds and grass growth under the chassis and around the wheels, all of which constitute presumptive evidence of abandonment while creating a negative blighted effect upon the entire community. On the same date, December 8th, 2015, a violation notice was issued, sent out, and posted at the location to Kira R. Chris, as identified by official records, for violation of ordinances 165-3 regarding an inoperable junk vehicle and 168-61 regarding the vehicle being on the unsurfaced front yard. The notice provided until December 23rd, 2015 to comply with the codes as cited. The location was re-inspected on January 12th and observed non-compliant with the codes as cited. On January 14, 2016, a statement and hearing notice to this meeting was sent out certified delivery and physically posted at the location and within the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. As of this date, the violation is still present and non-compliant. The city is recommending a compliance time frame of 10 days or $50 per day fine.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
In case number 16-002, that the respondents be found in violation as cited on December 23rd, 2015, and given to February the 5th, 2016 to come in compliance or forfeit $100 a day per violation for each day the violation remains in noncompliance.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Hopper, seconded by Member Kelly, on case number 16-002 for code violation 165-3A, 168-61. That the respondents be found in violation as of December 23rd, 2015, and to come in compliance by February 5th, 2016, and be fined $100 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Case number 16-003. Officer Lawson.
Sixteen 003 is 270 McGuire Road. This involves unauthorized homeless camping in a vacant wooded lot. On December 18th, 2015, this officer was summoned to meet with the Ocoee Police Department in the area of 270 McGuire Road, an undeveloped wooded lot. The police department had responded to a complaint regarding trash, debris dumped roadside and within the woods, and persons living within the woods. The following observations were noted, and at this time I'll submit Exhibit A. Which is pretty self-explanatory. Vacant wooded lot with homeless encampment and related trash, junk, and debris. Unsanitary living conditions without sanitary water and wastewater or trash removal. Prohibited camping, all conditions constituting a public nuisance. On the same date, December 18th, a violation notice was sent out and physically posted at the location to the property owner, McGuire Investments 1, LLC, and Vincent Wool, owner and self-acting registered agent, for violation of ordinances 115-3 regarding the existence of nuisance conditions and not abating the condition after notification, 108-35 regarding a public nuisance with a provision allowing the Code Enforcement Board to order abatement if necessary, and ordinance 59-3 which prohibits camping on private property. The notice provided until January 6, 2016 to discontinue allowing camping and living within the wooded lot, and to remove the related garbage, trash, debris, and abandoned tents, and post no trespassing signs with contact information to assist the police and fire departments with any issues or activity at the property. Additionally, the police department warned the homeless occupants individually of additional police actions that I know nothing about. On January 12th, the location was re-inspected and observed non-compliant. On January 14th, a statement and notice to this hearing was sent out, certified delivery, physically posted at the location and physically posted in the City Hall foyer with 24-hour public access. On Thursday, January 21, Mr. Vincent Wool contacted the city regarding the issue, stating he owned many properties and had some experience in the past regarding unauthorized trespassing, camping, and such. Mr. Wool conveyed that as a gesture of good faith, he would post no trespassing signs with his contact info. This officer conveyed that he needed to contact the police department regarding trespassing requirements and those laws. On Friday, January 22nd, Mr. Wool sent an email with photos of no trespassing signs and an inquiry as to whether it's still going to be a hearing or not. This officer was off on Monday the 25th and did not have an opportunity to see the email until this date. He was advised that the tents and junk were still present and that he should appear at the Code Enforcement Board as their findings and orders would be based on city testimony and his own. After hearing that, he sent another email saying that they're getting a drawing for a land clearing, and he said that the debris, the tents, and their junk would be moved out subsequent to a land clearing. So the city All we're down to is moving the junk and debris out of the woods. And the city's requesting 15 days or $100 a day per day.
When y'all went back and looked at the debris and stuff there, was any hazardous
No,
stuff back there?
no, sir.
Okay.
So he responded and chose to only address the trespassing issues.
Well, the police have something different they do with them. The city's concern was the junk and debris.
Right, and he never addressed that.
That's the only thing left. Yes, ma'am. That's correct. He did put up good no trespassing signs with contact information. And he is working with the police, and he did call us today and say he's going to get a land clearing permit. So.
But he did go there and not deal with
Yeah.
the trash.
But
although he's fully
he also conveyed that he didn't know he was allowed to tear down the tent, so we informed him today that he is allowed. So it's a little bit easier than a mobile home even, I think.
Yeah.
So does the city have any cost in it so far?
Pardon me?
Does the city have any cost in it right now?
Very little.
So why does he want a land clearing? Is he fixing to
Sell the property.
develop,
Yes,
clean
sir.
and develop, so,
Develop or sell. I think he also thinks it'd be easier to monitor.
I'm sure.
Now, how does this vary with other communities in the area that are on the news that are trying to move their homeless out of places and they're not going anywhere and it's heading for courts and everything? Is the city not trying to use code enforcement to abate that and throw the bad publicity on code enforcement?
Although
Does this happen
they're,
in some other cities?
although they're not cases before this board, I do know there are other locations. They've probably been dispersed to there. But this particular high visibility location has been addressed.
Well, City Hall in Daytona Beach is a little bit higher than
Yeah.
that line, and it's making the news every day, and they haven't left. And that's my point. Are we trying to make code enforcement the arm to remove this nuisance rather than the police and the other authorities that should be?
I don't think so. That, like I
They're
said, that,
trespassing on the man's land.
yeah, exactly.
Why
Plus,
is it coming to code enforcement at all?
because they were putting, well, it attracted attention by them putting all the trash out by the roadway for pickup.
Right. Police always call us to these events.
So what we're looking at, though, is strictly trash and debris.
That's it.
And hopefully the guys that got the homeless out of there, our look is to look at trash and debris right now.
Correct.
Okay.
But you can find them, you can find all three in case anybody's back there sleeping again. You can still find them in violation of all three codes, including the camping one.
Well,
So-
how does he keep somebody from going, I mean, he could throw it out and 2 hours later they come back in. I mean, how
There's
does
a lot of
he-
responsibility to owning a vacant wooded lot.
I guess that's why he's gonna cut it all down.
Well, clearing it's gonna help that
Yes.
situation.
So you're basically asking to remove this trash and debris and so forth and so on after the 15th day?
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes to get a land clearing permit,
I
but
have no idea.
I don't want to wait for that, so.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir?
Case number 16-003, that response be found in violation as cited on January the 6th, 2016, and be given to February the 12th to come in compliance, or be fined $50 a day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance.
Do you want to add abatement?
Yes.
And abate the property if necessary, and the cost of abatement be attached to the fine.
Second.
Yeah, we got a motion on the floor made by Member Hopper, seconded by Member Carrington. In case number 16-003, for code violation 115-3, 108-35, and 59-3, that the respondents be found in violation as of January 6, 2016, and to come into compliance February 12, 2016, or be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. And also authorize the city to abate and add the cost to the fine. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Roll call, please.
Member Osborne,
Yes.
Member Hopper,
Yes.
Chairman Lowry,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Carrington,
Yes.
Member Kelly,
No.
Member Blender,
Yes.
Member Odom.
No.
5 to 2, motion carries.
Thank you.
Case number 16-004, Officer Loeffler.
Case number 16004, 501 East Lake Shore Drive in the Sleepy Harbor subdivision. On December 10th, 2015, this officer, in response to a citizen-generated complaint, did observe at 501 East Lake Shore Drive in the Sleepy Harbor neighborhood an untagged vehicle. On the same date, a violation notice was sent out to the owners, as identified by official county records, as Carolyn Farr, 1/2 interest, and Credit Shelter Trust, 1/2 interest, at the same address, for violation of Ordinance 165-3 regarding the untagged inoperable vehicle. In addition to the code cited, additional information was attached providing details on presumptive evidence of abandonment, that being non-operating vehicles, prima facie evidence that a motor vehicle is non-operating if there is absence of a currently registered license plate on the vehicle, rendering them in violation of 165-3. The violation notice provided until December 27th to comply with the code as cited by removing the vehicle, relocating the vehicle with the enclosed attached garage, or by the attached display of a valid Florida license tag. On January 12th, 2016, the location was re-inspected and found non-compliant. As of this date, the violation remains non-compliant. They did not put it in the garage, put a tag on it, or remove it. The city is requesting a 15-day compliance time or $50 per day for every day not in compliance.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir?
I'd like to make a motion in case number 16-004 that the respondents be found in violation as cited as of December 27, 2015, and be given until February 12, 2016 to come into compliance or be fined $50 per day per violation for each day the violation remains in noncompliance.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Kelly. For case number 16-004, for violation code 165-3A, that the respondents be found in violation as December 27th, 2015, and to come into compliance February 12th, 2016, or be fined $50 per day per violation as long as the violation remains in noncompliance. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Case number 16-005, Officer Sechrist.
Bob Severs, Code Enforcement Officer, City of Ocoee. Reference City of Ocoee case 16005. Location of the violation is 428 Little Spring Hill Drive in Ocoee, Florida. Citizen complaint and an occupied property. On December 3rd, I observed miscellaneous trash and debris on property, including one very large pile. I'll submit exhibits A through C. On December 9th, a notice of code violation was issued and mailed to the property owner
Oh,
as identified by Orange County tax records as James A. Cardwell. The notice was for violation of code 1153 and allowed the property owner until December 19th to correct the violation and comply with the code. An extension was given until January 11th. Code 115.3 states, prohibited acts. No person shall allow to remain or allow to be dumped, placed, or accumulated within the city any nuisance and menace to public health, safety, and welfare. On January 14th, I re-inspected the property and observed non-compliance. Also on January 14th, a statement of violations, notice of hearing, and proof of service were sent certified and regular mail to the property owner by the board clerk. On January 15th, the property was posted, and a second posting was placed inside the lobby at City Hall with 24-hour public access. Upon reinspection today, January 26th, the property was observed to be in compliance. Kind of looks like a tornado went through to me, but
So no action?
so we're in compliance.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make a motion in case number 16-005 that the respondents be found in violation as cited as of December 19th, 2015, and be found in compliance as of January 26th, 2016, and that no fine be assessed at this time.
Second.
We've got a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Hopper. In case number 16-005, for code violation 115-3. The respondents were found in violation as December 19, 2015, and came into compliance January 26, 2016. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, yeah, the extension was given until January 11th, so really it shouldn't be December 19th. They were not really in violation until after January 11th. They were given an extension by the city.
No, that's correct. So I need to amend that motion to the compliance date, or be found in violation as of January 11th, 2016.
I'll go along with that one in a second.
Say it again.
We're amending the date of
Yes.
violation to January 11th, 2016.
So you're amending to January 16th, but we have to,
January 11th, 2016.
all right. So the amendment will be seconded by,
Yeah, I'll keep my second.
Okay. all right, case number 16-005, the violation of 115-3. The respondents were found in violation as of December 19, 2015, and came into compliance of January 11, 2016.
No, Mr. Chair. The motion should read that the respondents be found in violation as cited as of January 11th, 2016.
Oh, January 11, because of the extension.
Correct. Because of the
Okay.
extension, and found in
Alright.
compliance as of today, January 26, 2016, and that no fine be assessed at this time.
Okay. Okay, no, I'll amend my own self. But, okay, that the respondents be found in violation, okay, would be January 11th,
Correct.
2016. And to come in, and came into compliance as of January 26th,
Yes, sir.
okay, 2016, and no fine be assessed at this time. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Sorry.
I'm glad we took care of that. Okay, other business. Case number 15-112, Officer Laughlin.
Full compliance.
Okay,
No further action required.
don't need to do anything with that one. Case number 15-114, Officer Loeffler.
Full compliance, no further action required.
Thank you. Case number 15-116, Officer Laughlin.
Full compliance, no further action required.
Case number 15-117, Officer Laughlin.
Non-compliance, order imposing fine and lien.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir.
I move in case 15-117 that we impose fines and liens as ordered on 11/24/2015 by this board.
Second.
The 11,
11/15. They were found in violation.
yeah. I'm getting a little messed up on this date here, because you got 11/11. So it'd be 12/4.
That's right, actually.
12:05.
Point of clarification, Mr. Chair, it should be, fines and liens should be imposed as of 12/5/2015.
Because I'm looking outside, I don't get the date.
No,
Okay.
apparently I'm the one who can't take care of dates tonight.
Isn't it 11/12/2015 that the fine would be imposed?
They were given until 12/4 to come into compliance, so it can be fine starting the next day.
Started the next day after, in December, not from the original compliance
No,
date?
they were given until 12/04 to come into compliance. They didn't, so you can start fine the next day on 12/05.
Okay.
Right. Okay, do we have a second?
Yes, I second.
Okay. We had a motion by Member Carrington, a second by Member Kelly for case number 15-112, that we go ahead and impose fine as of 12/5/15. 16. Yeah, 15. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Case number 15-112, Officer Sechrist.
It's 122, the property remains in non-compliance. There's an affidavit on file.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, sir?
In case number 15-122, I move that this board impose fines and lien as of 12/12/2015.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Carrington, seconded by Member Kelly, that the case 15-112, that we go ahead and impose fine as of 12/12/2015. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Chair, I believe that it's case 122, 15-122.
122, yeah.
Yeah, just a note of clarification.
Okay. Wow. I think we did pretty well coming back after last year.
Except for my calendar challenge.
Well, that's okay. We all have those moments. I had a couple myself. But other than that, I think we did an excellent job. I'm glad to see everyone here. I mean, it's good to see. So it's time for comments. Madam Clerk,
No comment.
Member Odom.
No comment. Oh, Happy New Year, everyone.
Yep. Member Kelly?
Yeah, let me second the Happy New Year and thank everyone. Good job, guys. This continues to be getting better every month. Great job.
Thank you.
Member Carrington?
Happy New Year, and looks like we're off to a good start, so let's hope it continues that way, and thank you, everyone, for your hard work.
Member Hopper?
Just a real quick question for Doug. The thing that was talked about last week in the commission meetings about expediting these cases, does that have anything to do with us?
That's the amnesty code reduction program
Right.
that took effect October 1st. You probably won't be seeing too many code reductions or lien reductions coming up anytime soon. We have a formula that we can just plug in. People can pay it right off the bat instead of coming to you and then going to the commission. And they wind up getting more. We wind up getting more money out of that program than we would if it went through the
That's what I heard,
commission
yeah.
process.
That is a 3-month program, correct?
It was, but they gave us approval to continue it.
Okay.
Thank you, Doug. That's all.
Member Blender.
I just reiterate my comment from last month about emergency abatement procedures so that people who live next to that trailer don't have to wait over the holidays until we meet. And then wait again.
Member Osborne.
No comment.
Code officers.
No comment, sir?
Okay. Coffee?
No comment.
Mr. Gaines?
No further comment.
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank Marcia. I got her last name all messed up with a hyphen here, but other than that, thank you for standing in this evening. Really do appreciate it. And so, but there again, I want to thank the members for all being here. It's a pleasure to see all of us. Looks very, very well. Looks good. Thank all the officers, everyone involved. Let's keep it up. Let's continue. Excellent job. Meeting adjourned.